Hello, Enterprise families. Today's message is to share our plan for COVID-19 student testing in order to safely keep students in class as much as we possibly can. I want to acknowledge how frustrating and confusing these circumstances can be, and I apologize for bringing more new information. It may take a couple of weeks for this to become familiar, but I'm confident this system can run smoothly. We've already had over 100 positive cases and about a third of our students and staff in quarantine as a result. Our staffing shortages are the biggest threat we face in being able to keep our doors open. I am so appreciative of how our remaining staff have pulled together to cover for each other and keep our students in class. We are definitely seeing higher numbers with the Delta variant, but we've been consulting with and reviewing our data with Shasta County Public Health, and in almost every case, the infections occurred outside of school. It does seem that masks are significantly limiting the spread of cases in the classroom. We are also adding additional changes to limit the mixing of student groups and maximize space wherever we can. Last year, students on quarantine had to stay home for 10 days. This year, if your child is identified as a close contact, you will receive a letter of notification, and then there are two choices. The student can stay home for the 10-day quarantine period, but we hope you will eventually feel comfortable sending them back with our protocols in place if you don't already. Second, students may return to school under a modified quarantine, which requires that students continue wearing a mask, aren't experiencing any symptoms, and test twice weekly. In my last message, I communicated that we were overwhelmed with numbers and could not keep up with all the testing. We have now trained enough staff to offer student testing on a regular basis at your child's school site. We made a few other changes to streamline the process. Families can still choose to take their student for testing somewhere else and share proof of testing with the school. Unfortunately, students can't return to school during those 10 days if they aren't tested. We recognize what a tremendous burden that is on busy families, and that's why we've taken the initiative to offer testing to students at the school site. We must have parent consent in order to test students for COVID-19. You can fill the consent out online in the PowerSchool Parent Portal or sign a hard copy in the office. You only need to do this once, and if you've already filled one out, you don't need to do it again. If you change your mind at some point, you can always call the school office to withdraw your consent. Otherwise, if you receive a notification that your child is eligible for a modified quarantine, you don't even have to worry about signing up for a test. We will test those classes or students at some point during the school day, twice within the week's time. After that, no news is good news. You will only hear from us if the test comes back positive, at which point you will receive a personal phone call. I want to acknowledge our staff members who have willingly agreed to take on this extra responsibility. And they are doing it so that we can keep your children in the classroom, which we all agree is the best place for them to learn. Our district nurse, Kelly Pagan, is going to share more about what that testing looks like.
Hi, I'm Kelly, the district nurse. I wanted to hopefully dispel some fears you may have regarding student COVID testing. To do so, I brought my own daughter, Piper, here to demonstrate how easy COVID testing really is. I'm going to go ahead and put on the full personal protective equipment, all our PPE that we usually use, so if you want to show your child what it's going to look like when they get a COVID test, this will be totally accurate. Okay, Piper, you ready for a COVID test?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open up the test stick here. We got our little stick like that. Can you say a big ah? Put your chin up a little. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, and you are all done. I'm gonna put this in here. That's it. Testing is the most effective way to stop the spread of COVID by identifying positive cases, which enables them to isolate and seek treatment as needed. We understand that students will be on campus while awaiting test results. The best thing you can do before you know if your child is positive for COVID is to carefully monitor them for symptoms and keep them home if they are sick. Testing students is quick and painless. If your child is nervous, we invite you to join them on campus during their testing time. I will receive results from the lab in about 48 hours, and I will call you immediately if your child does test positive.
Thank you, Kelly. I hope this helps relieve some anxiety you are probably feeling as parents. Our promise to you is that we are going to do everything possible to make sure our students can be in school safely as much as possible. If we find that this doesn't work, at least we will know we gave it everything we had, and we'll come up with a new plan. If you have questions or concerns, please let us know. I sincerely thank you for your cooperation, and I hope you have a wonderful and safe Labor Day weekend.